Hey dolls! Today I want to tell you about the time that I went to New York City, visited FAO Schwarz, and I met someone who worked at MATTEL! So if you want to hear more about it, keep watching. The end of June and early July of 2021, I went with my partner and our good friend from college to New York City. My friend got accepted into grad school in New York City, so we all visited the area so that he could get a feel for it before going to school. My partner and I tagged along with him. A little disclaimer, all three of us were, and are, fully vaccinated when we went, and we did practice social distancing and wore masks. Anyways, this whole FAO Schwarz experience was completely unplanned. We had no intention of going there. I didn't even know it was there. We were walking down the street. On the other side of the street, I see this big pink display and it says Barbie. So naturally I stop and I'm like, we gotta go there. End of discussion, we're going. I stop in my tracks and I take a closer look at it. The display is Barbie styled by you. You could pick a doll, you could pick a few outfits for them and shoes, basically customizing your own Barbie doll. Now, this really caught my eye more than just because it was Barbie. So in 2010-ish, Barbie.com had Barbie styled by me, where you would do the same thing, pick a doll, pick some outfits, customize a t-shirt, and get the doll in the mail. I always really wanted to do that as a kid / early teen, but my family couldn't afford it. It was about $40. That was a lot to ask for one doll. So I thought, oh my gosh, the return of Barbie styled by me. Yes, I need this in my life. We walked up, I got a picture in front of it because of course I did. We tried to go in. Unfortunately, they were closed that day. I think they were closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays or something. So we had to wait till Thursday to go inside. So that only added to the suspense. Thursday morning rolls around. We go within the first hour of them opening. I'm pretty sure it was raining that day. This place is insane. It is basically a giant toy store. I didn't know what this was before visiting. 3 stories of toys. It was very loud, sensory overload for sure. It was organized by different sections. I'm pretty sure the Barbies were on the 3rd floor. It was actually insane. There was so much going on. Everything made noises left and right. It was so loud that the employees spoke through microphones and they had speakers. So that was kind of weird talking to them because I asked, hey, where are the Barbies? And they were like, they're on the 3rd floor. And it was really loud. I go up there. There are so many dolls. These days, most Barbie aisles in stores are just like a half an aisle, maybe if you're lucky a whole aisle, but more than likely a half an aisle or less. Needless to say, I was pretty stoked to see shelves and shelves full of Barbie dolls. I was literally holding back tears, I'm not even kidding. In a way, it was very nostalgic to see so many Barbies that I could pick up and buy, right? It felt like I was walking into Toys R Us because there was just so much. Of course, there were Playline dolls, some fashionistas, Barbie extra dolls, stuff like that. But they also had Barbie signature dolls, they had more collector lines, and that's not really something you see in stores anymore. That was pretty neat. They even had a glass display case of all of the BMR 1959 dolls. It was so cool. They were all posed and everything. They also had the Barbie style doll in store. That was when the first Barbie style doll had just come out. There were all of these dolls. Honestly, I felt like it was in a museum, looking at them, staring at them, taking it all in, but I couldn't find the styled by you thing. It was there. I just had to turn the corner and there was this person standing there in charge of it. I didn't want to stop and look because there were a lot of people. I didn't want to be in the way. So I kept awkwardly pacing near this styled by you display so that I could get a better look at it, just pacing back and forth. Unfortunately, it wasn't as cool as I hoped it would be. It was actually kind of lame, respectfully. And here's why. The dolls that you could choose from were all just fashionistas that were being sold at the time. So that means no articulation, very poor quality. You could pick from maybe like 7 of them. And then the fashions were all just things that you could pick up at the store. It wouldn't be as much of a problem if the doll wasn't so expensive. For the whole deal, it was $75, and that is a lot for one doll and a few outfits, especially because they're all Playline and the quality is just not there. You could very easily pick up all of these pieces separately and get it for much, much cheaper. I understand the appeal of customizing and creating your own doll, especially if you are a kid. It just did not seem worth it whatsoever, but it was still cool to see that they had this huge Barbie display. I actually talked to the person who was working behind this Styled by You counter. I asked them if they were a Barbie collector because I figured, you know, if they were a Barbie collector, it'd be cool to talk to them about what their favorites are and stuff like that. But they were just like, no, I just work here. I don't collect Barbie. And I was just like, oh, okay. It was a little awkward, but I just had to ask, right? I decided not to get the Styled by You doll, which I was fully planning on doing before I realized that it's just a glorified fashionista, but I still wanted to pick up something. I wanted to have that experience of looking through all the dolls, trying to find the one with the best face, and going to the counter and buying it. Just like when I was younger, and I wanted to have more options than just fashionistas and playline dolls. I wanted to buy a nice doll at the store for myself. I decided to grab a BMR 1959 doll from Wave 2, the petite one with the purple hair. So cute. And I fully knew that buying it there was going to be more expensive than picking it up on Amazon, especially because at the time they had really good deals on BMR dolls. Some of them were like $20 or less. It was insane. But I still wanted that experience. I wanted to hand pick my doll, and so I did, and I was really happy with her. Like, that doll means so much to me now, even more so because I was able to pick her up at New York City. I go to the register to buy her. Now, this employee was in fact a Barbie collector. I put the doll on the counter and she got super excited. She was like, oh wow, you're a Barbie collector? And I was like, yes, like tell me everything, tell me your favorites. And we were talking to each other for a long time, squealing and geeking about Barbie. And she said she liked my hair. And I said, thanks, it's Barbie extra number 5. And we got really excited about that. And she had pink braids too. And she was like, yeah, it's Barbie. We were basically besties, right? So we were having this amazing conversation about Barbie, talking about our favorite dolls and stuff like that. Then some dude walks by, this tall, middle-aged looking dude. He turned to us and said, are you two talking about Barbie? I turned to him, I was like, yeah, why? He said, oh, I used to work at Mattel. My jaw basically dropped. There was so much I wanted to ask him. I wanted to get his name. I wanted to learn about what that was like, because who wouldn't want to know? As a Barbie collector, that's fascinating. He made that remark in passing. He clearly had somewhere to be. It's New York City. Everyone has places to be. So unfortunately, I didn't get to have a real conversation with him. I geeked. I was so excited. I left the store crying tears of joy. Literally, that's how happy I was. That's how surreal and magical the whole experience felt, being at FAO Schwarz and being surrounded by Barbies. Nice ones too. It made me feel like a kid again. So yeah, that's how I met someone who worked at Mattel. Never thought I could say that. I would love to go back to FAO Schwarz next time I visit my friend. He is finishing up his first year in grad school, so that's very exciting. If I do end up going back, I will definitely make a video on it, but we'll see when that actually happens. But yeah, that was my experience at FAO Schwarz in New York City. That was my experience with meeting someone who worked at Mattel. It was pretty great. Yeah, I'm really, really happy and grateful that we happened to pass by that big pink window display, because otherwise I would have no idea that that was there. That's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my story. If you have ever been to FAO Schwarz, I would love to hear about your experiences in the comments. If you like this video, please subscribe if you want, and follow me on Instagram at MillieWillowsDoll, as well as Twitter at MillieWillows59, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!